You're walking along the street, or you're at a party, or else you're alone and then you suddenly did. You're looking at someone nice and suddenly realize that this could be the start of something big.
You're lunching at 21 and watching your diet, declining a Charlotte Russe, accepting a fig. When out of the clear blue sky, it's suddenly guy and guy, and this could be the start of something big. It's Sunday night, baby.
Hello,
You know what that
everyone.
means?
Sunday with STELIX. That's what that means. How you doing? Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Welcome. Well,
Michelle, I just emailed you before about a half hour ago, so check out your email. So, how is everybody? And it is, like we said, it's Sunday night, right?
Sunday night.
It's Sunday with STELIX.
That's right. And
Wait till you see what's going to happen tonight with this one.
what's going to happen tonight?
You're dancing?
The way you make it sound, it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like, don't raise the expectations that
Listen,
high.
I think they could not be raised seriously high enough based on what he's going to do tonight. Seriously.
Yes.
Seriously.
So,
Really, honestly. So, we've got a little, this could be something big.
this and that.
Yes.
A little this and that.
Yes, and I cannot wait to get into this and to say hi to everybody. Hey, June! June, last week, Felix said, June was on, right? And I'm like,
Yes.
no. I mean, sometimes if the comments go by fast, I can't see, so.
I see Paula. Paula, you're gonna love this recipe. Actually, I think we've done it before, and I think you may have done it, but
We'll do it again.
We're kicking it up a notch tonight.
Yes.
Jenny's here, Nioka,
And Sarah.
and I know Sandy is here somewhere because she said she's waiting for us. So, hi, Sandy.
All righty.
What was
That's
that?
That's something new.
Oh my God! So
That's
anyway.
something new that just came out of the blue. It was just one of those spontaneous things for Sunday night. I get really excited that we get to do this on YouTube, and we get to do, usually some readings, some cooking, some baking, depending on what we're going to do. So,
Some laughing. Bernie's here.
hey,
Hello, Bernie.
Bernie's going to be interested in hearing what I'm going to say. So, hey, Deborah's here also. I love it.
Hello.
So listen, but before we start anything, we have to start off the rap session. I know you want to grab boxes, and maybe it's a Rhode Island thing, right? When I say a rap session,
Yeah,
it's just
when
sit
he
down
talks about rap, I'm thinking, oh my God, do I have to pull a Bad Bunny here? Because I am not good at that. But
a Bad Bunny.
yeah, like rapping. Like he's I don't know what kind of.
Did you guys watch Bad Bunny last night, Saturday Night Live? It was really, really good. Very, very good. Hey, Rhonda. So this is the time that we just start rapping. And so what has been going on?
My birthday.
Birthday month?
Yes. I had what I think probably was my last birthday cake yesterday.
You never know.
You never know. That's right.
Well, then again, you do. That was your fourth. So
probably not as many as you have, because when it was his birthday, he had one just about every day of the month.
Yes.
So yeah, we had a wonderful night yesterday with friends that came to celebrate my birthday, and we went out to dinner to this awesome place in Harwich. Right?
Harwich, yeah. On the Cape.
And it was fun. And they brought a beautiful cake from the famous Greg's restaurant in Rhode Island. If you're a Rhode Islander in the house, Greg's has one of the most amazing cakes.
Yes, if you know
anything,
exactly. If you know anything about Rhode Island, you know that it's my favorite cake. It's
That's
nothing
right.
tops it, right?
Yes.
Nothing tops Greg's cakes. And I know there's a lot of people that watch that actually know about Greg's. And I remember Denise when I did an event in my office. Denise came and brought a Greg's cake because she lives in Warwick. So,
that's right.
So, and she came to New Bedford. So how cool was that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
A moment on the lips, eternity on the hips, but they are delicious. And I love the cake. I mean, we got, so here's the story. My favorite is coconut, but this one doesn't like it because it's got, strawberry jelly or raspberry jelly. And so I gave up my favorite cake so that he could enjoy the birthday celebration.
Seriously, people are just going to think that like I am just this spoiled person, and I am not. I said
Yes,
to
you know, you are a very spoiled
I
person.
swear, I said to Elix, get what you want. It's your birthday, right?
Yes.
It does not matter. We'll all eat. And no matter what Greg's cake it is, it's good. But he ultimately did white. But the white is cool though because
The
this
white's
month
delicious.
they color it pink for breast cancer awareness, which is really nice that they do that for the month of September. I mean October. I don't know why I'm touching my breast as I'm talking about breast, but I guess it's one of those things. Breast. I don't know. But the cake is really good, right?
Yes, delicious.
It's very good. So we did have a really great week. Next week I am going to be in P-Town and doing an event at Water's Edge Cinema. Right?
That's
so
right.
That's going to be
You
wonderful.
got a big event in Provincetown, so if there's any Cape Codders in the house, anyone who wants to drive to the Cape to come see Steven, it's going to be an awesome event because
come see me.
You're going to be doing 90 minutes of readings, and then it's an awesome movie.
And then they're going to play a Halloween movie that I get to pick. So this is my second year doing it at Water's Edge. You know what is really cool though in P-Town? In the cinema is on a second floor, and up on top of the outside of the building, there's a huge digital sign. So I got to tell you, it is the most thrilling thing on the day of is to see like it just going by Steven the Medium. Is that like not the coolest?
Yes,
it is. It's a lot of fun, and I usually just pass out postcards and stuff and right around the cinema. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And
in Provincetown that weekend is Spooky Bear weekend.
Spooky Bear weekend.
So
it's going to be really busy.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Really,
so if you want to come,
crazy.
You get to see Steven and you get to see all the outrageous customs that you're very likely to see in Provincetown for Halloween.
But can I just say something that everyone is going to be very interested in, especially if you love spirit and you love readings. So wait.
I have no idea what he's doing.
As always.
Once again. Okay.
So my best friends, Paul J. Martin and Susan, came over last night. That's when we went to Harwich. We went to Buca's for his birthday. And Paul and I always just get something for each other. We surprise each other. So he came into the house last night and says, I have something for you. So he brought me this, right? So here you go, right there. So, it's Fruit Loops, but Willy Wonka. Now, let me just say that Willy Wonka from the original, from 1971, you may have heard me say this before, is my #1 movie. I could watch it over and over and over again. And so I figured, you know what, to start tonight off, because it's, it's a beautiful Sundays with STELIX, I'm going to do like a little trivia. Whoever answers in the comments first, and it's got to be in this hour, right? You've got to answer in this hour, not after. And it is to do with Willy Wonka. So, and it's
don't be Googling.
And I tried to get something from the movie that you can't necessarily Google. So you have to know the movie, even though I'm probably sure you can. But you want a free reading with me? The first person that actually answers this question gets a free reading. How wonderful is that? You got me for 30 minutes, right?
I love to have a free reading with you.
Dear God.
I don't really get them that often.
I gave you a reading today.
You did.
Look, your best friend came through.
Yes, okay.
What?
Exception.
Like seriously,
exception.
I gave him a reading today. Last night I gave Paul my best friend Paul's a spirit whore. Like when I start doing readings, if they come up, Paul just takes over everything. His loved ones are really crazy. And poor Susan, I'm trying to get stuff for Susan. But to get back to the trivia question,
all right,
you didn't say I was like ADHD or anything.
And by the way, so you guys at some point we should give them a tour of your office upstairs. He is crazy about collectibles, old stuff, and he's got Willy Wonka. You got one of the tickets, right? One of those chocolate bars?
The golden bar. Yeah,
the
there was
bar.
only a little over 100 that came out, and I was one that got it. So are you ready for the trivia? Is everybody ready and listening? Listen, a freebie, a reading with me, and I got to tell you, it's going to be a good reading, right?
It's going to be.
I do good. I do really good.
Amazing.
So talking about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So now there were 5 kids that went through the tour, right? There was Charlie, Mike, Augustus, Violet, and Verushka. So that's how I love saying her name, Verushka.
Who knows all this stuff?
So of course, 4 were all eliminated and 1 won. But when Verushka got eliminated because she wants a golden egg, right? That's what she wants. How did her father leave the tour? Not how she left, but how did the dad? Each kid has to be supervised by an adult. And so Verushka's got her dad. And how did he leave the tour once she left?
Ooh.
So you tell me, the first person that tells me gets a free reading with me. I
can hear all the, the keyboards, like everyone is
Google it.
crazy.
And it's Zoom, so you can be anywhere in the world and do this, right? You can absolutely be anywhere in the world. So that's my guide.
So you have a couple of answers already.
I do?
Yeah, one of them is a slide, the egometer. Didn't he go in the chute with a boot in the...
I love it. So after this, I'll go through the comments, and the comments will always be there, so you'll be able to see them.
Somebody will get...
Yes, somebody will get it correct, and you'll get a free reading. So how wild is that?
That's awesome.
Oh, I thought that was kind of a cool thing and just a fun thing. So, but
by the way, he gives me trivia questions all the time about shows that we watch, like Seinfeld, and I fail almost all the time. And I watch the shows with him constantly, but I am definitely not good at trivia. Sandy Trash. I don't know. Are you calling us trash? Is that what? I hope not.
You're white trash.
Yeah. Wow.
I will look through. Thank you guys for answering. I will look through and I'll let you know. Not only I'm going to reach out to the person, but the next time we're on, I will make the announcement, so I don't have to go through the comments. Obviously, I can't do that right now. So.
That reminded me of Blanche in Golden Girls. You trash, Sandy.
If you watch Golden Girls, right? Yes.
Down an egg chew. That's Matt. He's going in it.
I'll tell you. Well, I will tell you that. From what I've already seen, someone's answered it. Someone has answered it. Someone's answered it correctly. So
we'll see who's the first one.
And I think this may be a little thing that I do, right?
Yeah.
When we do Sunday with STELIX. I think, but clearly I got to come up with something tougher because you people are too smart, right? I mean, everyone's just too smart.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but clearly it's also because it's a wonderful, wonderful movie. And if you've never seen the 1971 version, you got to watch it. You have to see it. As a matter of fact, several Halloweens ago, me, Elix, and our friend Susan, we dressed up as characters. So you were Willy Wonka.
I was.
And I was an Oompa Loompa, and Susan was Violet, the one that was the blueberry. Yeah, she had like all this violet on, and we painted her face violet. It was really funny. We got pictures. I'll have to find.
No, you're gonna have to find them.
So listen, before we get into the whole cooking, right, and then I can just throw in some readings and stuff. I got to ask everybody here. Well, let me start with you.
Yes.
So, because this is it's something that I just want to speak about very quickly, but it's really interesting in reference to spirit. So prior to me figuring out I was a medium, right? Because we were together, we've been together for 30 years, and up until 2010 is actually when a medium told me, but even after that, it took a long time for me to start doing readings and figuring this out, right? So probably like 2014. So the majority of our togetherness, I had no idea, right?
Yes.
Can you remember what you thought about reincarnation? Like, did you ever think about it? Did you think it was real? Did it ever come across? I mean, I know where you are now, but prior to that.
No, I think prior to understanding the spirit world, I don't think I ever thought about reincarnation at all. So I really don't think I had a belief one way or the other. I never thought about it. But as I learned about spirit, and as we embarked on this journey, I started thinking about what the afterlife would look like, and we started reading a lot of things together, and I've learned, and I now have a strong position about it.
Wow. And I think a lot of people don't think about reincarnation. We just go through our daily lives and we don't think about it, even though I got to tell you, there's definitely like a shift there's documentaries coming out about the afterlife and whatnot. And the reason why I asked that, when I started doing readings and people would ask me, like if I was doing big events, people would say to me, at the end of the event, what do you think about reincarnation, Stephen? And at the beginning, I actually was always very, very honest and would say, you know what, I'm still figuring that out myself. I don't know. And then, of course, I started doing readings and started really understanding spirit and getting a better feel for it. But I wanted to bring it up because I posted something, I don't know, a couple of days ago.
Yes.
And I never realized when I posted it that I got some wonderful people saying, you know, are you okay? Are you all right? Because I guess the way I wrote it was more centered around making, what my intention was to have people look at it and start thinking about reincarnation, right? And why we're here. But some people took it, and I completely understand why they would, as that I was in pain because I talked about my dad. You know, my dad killed himself when I was 8 years old. He killed himself, obviously, by suicide. But the reason why I'm bringing this up is a couple of weeks ago, Felix and I were in P-Town, and we were just chatting like we always do about things in life. And I was talking about my dad and just about, you know, where I've come from that point up until now. And what did you say?
Well, it was a thought, you know, it's a deep conversation we were having. And what I said to Stephen was, have you considered that perhaps in a previous life, you were the dad and you committed suicide? So you needed to come back, and your lesson to be learned was what a child would experience, you know, when dad commits suicide. Because again, we're always here learning something. And that's what, I don't know, it came to my mind, and I thought, why wouldn't I? You know, I think that's something worth considering, and that's what I share with you.
I mean, he's very connected, but it was amazing when he said that to me. That, my God, when I get spirit, it doesn't happen a lot. When I first started, you know, realizing I was a medium and stuff, I'd get like I know it's weird it doesn't make sense, but my insides would sort of shake. So when he said that to me, we were having breakfast. My inside started shaking, and I get very emotional. Like I started like getting teary eyed because I started thinking like, oh my God, that's got to be one of the reasons why I'm here. Because in a previous life, I was the dad that took his life, and now I have to experience that pain that the child experienced. And you know, it just started talking. That's why I posted that post. And that's why Felix and I were talking about why I wanted to bring it up to everyone watching, because if you really start taking inventory of your life, and I actually have a part of one of my sections when I'm teaching, is that we talk about taking inventory. I call it, the title is Going Into Your Basement, and figuring out like what has happened in your life, things that are going on, things that in the past, the future, the present, and like the more, it's not easy, but the more you start sort of peeling away the layers, you can start understanding and figuring out your past lives. You know, again, trying to put aside whether you believe in them or not, but your past lives and why you're here. We're all here for a reason, right? We all agreed to come here. We forget that we do when we get here. And we were having that conversation Saturday night with my two best friends, Paul and Susan. But we were just talking about, you can figure it out. And then Bernie, who is a good friend of ours, Bernie sends me a message because he reads my posts. And again, I got the same thing Felix gave me. Bernie, I think he may be watching. I couldn't even stand up when I read this, because Bernie then said, and you know, amongst a lot of things, because Bernie is really connected and very insightful and connects to spirit, but he also said, a piece of what he said was, and that's probably not verbatim, so Bernie, I'm probably messing up what you said, but the essence is, that's why you probably represented juveniles for 20 years, to give back to kids based on that, again, that life of being the dad and just committing suicide and the consequences and effect of the kids. And that not only do I feel that pain now, but I'm also giving back to kids. So I bring that up because it is amazing, and it's a really great way, even if you don't get deep into it, it's a great way for you to figure out why you're here. We're all here for a reason, why we're here, what our passions are, our paths, what
more, perhaps more importantly, what is the lesson for us to learn from being here?
Yes.
And I think many of us, lose sight that we are here to learn something. And, and personally, I don't want to finish my life without having learned what I'm here to learn.
Absolutely.
So,
I love that, Elix. I love that. And that's the reason why, if you do believe in reincarnation, that's the reason why you come back once, twice, or 100 times, is that you keep returning and not learning what you're supposed to learn. And it really, if you start really digging into it, it's not a difficult thing to figure out and see. And even though, I'm making it sound like it's not that difficult, but it is, because up until
it took you a lifetime to realize.
For you to say something,
Absolutely.
till I realized it's just a perspective. So it's a pretty amazing thing. And when I do past life readings, which I do, the past lives that come in are really there to give you a better perspective of why you're here. It extracts things from different past lives that show you, like as an example, I did a past life for this guy, and every one of his past lives, there were many professions, he was different ages, different times, time periods, every single one had an element of in the air, whether he was flying or jumping out of a plane or on a cliff. It was always up in the air. And when we finished, I always give like 10 minutes to talk about the past lives. And the first thing he said to me was how this blew him away, because one of the things that he's always wanted to do was to be a pilot. He loves being in the air. And then he understood why, is because all those elements of these past lives were now here in this life. So, it's...
Right. No, I hear you. I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's definitely a deep thing to think about, but it's also something that any time you can figure a way to figure out why you're here, being curious, stepping outside of yourself and looking and taking, like I said, inventory, then you will be in such a better place and be able to learn. And again, that ties you right to your passions, right? And your,
and it leads eventually or ultimately, like living or learning your lesson. It's really understanding the purpose of what you're here for and living a purposeful life.
Yes.
So
yes.
I think that's super important. But talking about purpose, I think we better get going.
But wait, one last thing.
I'll go wash my hands while you keep talking.
One last thing. Now, I haven't advertised this at all. So anybody who's here, you guys are the first to get this. I have just created on Facebook a private group which is called the Suicide Gift, because my book will be coming out next month in November. I was planning October, but like anything else, it's just delayed. It's coming out in November, so you can come on Facebook, just type in the Suicide Gift, and you just have to answer 2 questions. It's really just about, what I'm asking is for people that are serious, that will read my book or even browse it. You don't have to read the whole thing, but on the day of it launches, the day it's released, to go to Amazon and put a review on there. So if you're interested in that, it's not just about the book. It's because it is a private group, and I have to approve you to come in. There's going to be live sessions with readings and just talking about the book, talking about spirit, just giving everybody a chance to ask about spirit, and you guys will get a preview of the book before it is out. And I got to tell you, the cover came in, and
fabulous.
It is. I am blown away. I am blown away. It's amazing.
But you'll have to read the book to see it.
Yes,
So.
and you get to read the book even sooner if you go and find the Suicide Gift, and you just click. I think it's join, and
answer a couple of questions. And
yeah, and of course bring me a gift, because I'm not accepting you unless I get something out of it, right? Send me a cake.
He's not joking. He's actually quite serious. So can we?
I'm joking.
Because I just heard somebody say, "I'm hungry."
That was Mark. Mark Clark. I'm hungry.
So anyway,
every time we start the show, before it starts, I'm always like, I'm hungry. So I'm gonna come here so I can look at the comments, but I'm not going anywhere.
Well, you can.
No, and then I can just put this down so that you can.
Yeah. Well, you do that. So today, what we're gonna do is a recipe that comes from my childhood. It's a butter cookie. It's known in Puerto Rico as mantecaditos, and it's a little tilted, so you may want to. Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. Mantecaditos. So they're butter cookies, and the beautiful thing about this recipe is super easy, and you don't need anything. I'm actually gonna even use my hands, and you can put just any kind of topping that there is. And for the holidays, you could actually turn these into holiday cookies. So again, super, super easy recipe. In Puerto Rico, we call them mantecaditos. In the English version, is they're just butter cookies, almost like shortbread cookies. Actually, they taste just like shortbread cookies. So here's the recipe is very simple. So you want to put a half a cup. So that's one full stick of butter, and it has to be softened so that you are able to manipulate the butter. And then half a stick of Crisco. I use the Crisco butter flavor because butter, why not? You know, butter and more flavor butter, even better. So you want to cream the butter and the Crisco together. So I don't get, I think you can, everyone can see it. And again, I'm using, could you use a blender for this? Absolutely. But you know what? I don't really think that you need it because this is super easy. And if the butter is soft, it's very easy to manipulate. So, you know, what I'm doing is I'm combining the Crisco and the butter so that it's all one mixture. So this is what it looks like. And it looks pretty softened right now. So to that, I'm going to add a half a cup of sugar. And I'm gonna cream the sugar with the butter and the Crisco. And again, you know, because everything is softened, it's actually quite easy to work with. But if you don't want to use your hands and you want to use a blender, knock yourself out. That will work just as good. Okay. These cookies are delicious, and my best friend used to come to my house, and they always would ask me to make these cookies. And I really believe I started making these cookies when I was like 10 years old. So I've been doing this for a long time. Now there's an option here. So you could add vanilla to this already. This is already the sugar and the Crisco and the butter creamed, or you could add almond flavor. It's your choice. I already made a batch that I have ready, and I use almonds. So for this one, I'm just gonna use, it's about a teaspoon, you know, to taste of vanilla flavor. And as always, I love real vanilla, but if you have the other kind, you're welcome to use that as well. I don't think it affects the flavor profile of what it is that you're making. But personally, I use, you know, the real vanilla extra. It smells really delicious, doesn't it?
Amazing.
So, are there any comments? You guys have any questions?
Yeah, good.
Yeah. So far, really, this is it. This is all that you have to do. And to this, all we're gonna do is we're gonna add up to, and notice I'm saying up to. So you gotta sort of play with it one little bit at a time, 2¼ cups of all-purpose flour. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with 1 cup at a time.
Michelle just said, yum.
Yes, they are yummy. So 1 cup at a time.
June's gonna have you over her house to make cookies, these cookies.
Listen, June, we can have a day. You can teach me how to make your delicious cookies, and I can teach you how to make these beautiful, delicious Puerto Rican.
So Kim just said, that looks so good. Joanne said, she'll clean for cookies.
Joanne, that's a deal. You know, that is a deal. So anyways, so these one bit at a time. And so what you want to do is you want to work that flour into the mixture of butter and Crisco and sugar and that wonderful vanilla flavor. So that's not enough. So I'm going to add another cup, just about a cup. ¿Cómo? Sí, sí. Oh, Steven is asking me to make sure for my Puerto Rican friends or anyone in Latin America that's listening to us. So these are mantecaditos, like galletitas de mantequilla. que nosotros adoramos mucho en Puerto Rico. Esta es una receta que yo hago desde niño y me fascina y la he hecho por mucho tiempo. Así que espero que la disfruten. Now, here, honestly, I'm just gonna use my hands. You already heard me. I watch my hands. I don't have any rings. So why? Because it's easier to manipulate the dough. And what I'm looking for is I am looking to bring it all together. And you know what? I think I may need to add a little bit more flour.
Kimberly said, come to her house in Rhode Island for cocktails and cookies.
Absolutely.
That sounds
That
really
sounds
good.
delicious to me. By the way, I have a secret for you guys. So see what this looks like? It's like almost like crumble. This is exactly what I use when I make pies, which I'm gonna make a pie. This is the crumble that I actually put on top of the pie if I'm not making a pie with a double layer. So, or the pie crust on top. This is a delicious crumble. So it's something that you not only can make delicious butter cookies, but this you can also make them use this as a crumble for pies.
So June said she loves that you're using your hands because she does that all the time. And Phil said, what kind of texture should the dough be?
Well, I'm going to show you. So I use my hands.
Phyllis must be a psychic.
And I use my hands because I just like to feel, the texture. So notice, Phyllis, that is turning into like a ball, like it's all combining. That's what you want, right? You don't, and it's pretty easy to manipulate. This is not hard, but notice the ball is all clean. So
that's wild that it is.
Yeah, this is what you want. And to be honest with you, I just going to, oops, sorry. The bowl is just, so, just one little ball. That's what you want. So I'm actually going to wash my hands again. Talk, with them, while I do that, Stephen. Perfect.
So I was introduced to these cookies in Puerto Rico, and something that I had never had before, STELIX, right? And just fell in love with them. So it's one of my favorites that he makes. And Deborah said her mom used to make trays and trays of cookies for Christmas. Wow.
And this is exactly what you do. Now, this recipe, you can double this recipe, you can triple this recipe, you can make as many, portions of this same recipe.
Sandra asked, how many cookies will this make?
So right now, I will tell you about 30 to 35 cookies. So, and this is what I use. So I use this little melon scooper because it gives me very consistent balls. And this is what I do. I have a nice ball, and this would be one cookie. And I'll tell you, after we make a few of them, I'll tell you what the options are, because you can leave them in a ball. You could flatten them if you want to just, a traditional Christmas.
So they can see them.
Oh, sorry. So
that's good.
If you want a traditional, can you see them now?
Yeah.
Christmas cookie with sprinkles, you can flatten them. So you could just do this, right? So that would be a traditional Christmas cookie. What I do with the balls is I actually use the same scooper, and I use that round part to create an indentation so that I can fill them. Show them, Steven. Yeah. And, but you can be creative. I mean, to be honest with you, you could put some flour on a surface and use a cookie cutter to do, your traditional Christmas cookies.
So Sil asked, do they freeze well?
Yes, actually. Well, they freeze well, you could actually freeze the dough before baking them, or if you make the cookies ahead of time. I've made years ago. I used to be a fanatic about making Christmas cookies, and I use just about this dough for anything, for all the cookies. And then I would just add almonds to some of them. I would do coconut on others. And then the fillings would be different, whether it's jelly, whether it's chocolate, whether it's cherries, sprinkles, whatever. Use your imagination. You could do whatever it is that you want. So again, this is what we're doing. I'm gonna just keep a couple of them flat, and just to give you a little version of what they all look like. So I already made a batch here. So this is the batch, and as you notice, I have several of them that I am going to fill with jelly or sprinkles, and then I left a few of them round because I'm gonna dump them in powdered sugar when they baked. So what we're gonna do is, Stephen, tell me if.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Can you guys see this? So I'm gonna do it this way. So here's the various options. So, by the way, when you use jelly, use high quality marmalade. Whatever that is, whatever that means for you. In this case, I have a raspberry orange marmalade that I get from a specialty store. I love this. This is what I'm gonna do, and I just put a little bit.
And STELIX, June just said, if you put them in the refrigerator for a while, could you then roll and use a cookie cutter?
Absolutely, I said that, June. So absolutely, all you have to do is make sure that you put some flour on the surface, and you can absolutely use a cookie cutter for this. Now, I love this for my Puerto Rican friends. This is our guava, so I love filling them with some of them with guava. This is the traditional way that many of people in Puerto Rico would do them. So
you know what I think is really cool too in Puerto Rico? If you go to like Krispy Kreme, unlike here, you can get donuts with guava in the middle.
Yes,
guava in the middle.
yes. So, and again, you can put. I don't like to overfill them because I like them to look pretty. But they already look pretty to me. The next thing that I would do. These are what do you call these? Maraschino cherries. So I cut the cherries in half, and I put a cherry on top of each cookie. So again, right now, so far, I have 3 varieties of cookies that I have done. Then we have your traditional sprinkles.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, this is
actually
you like the powder.
Yes.
But the powder, we're not going to finish until they are fully baked. And so right now, look at how beautiful that looks. So we have traditional marmalade. And in this case, I use a, raspberry orange marmalade.
But Bernie's sticking it to you. He says he has guava trees.
Well, good for you, Bernie. Good for you. This is a guava paste. These are maraschino cherries, and these are your traditional sprinkles. Now, the sprinkle ones, for Christmas, you could use Christmas sprinkles. So for the ones that are flat, let me see if I can show you what I do with them. I'll do this. So the ones that are flat, hold on one second. Let me just. I want to make a big mess here. So I usually like to put them in a little container. So I have the red, the green, and the multicolor. So the ones that are flat, they're flat. So I just put them, oops, and look at, they're already got the sprinkles on them. I'll do another one. So they baked beautifully. And again, you could use multicolors. You could use green, you could use the red, you could use the multicolor, and I'm gonna do that shortly. But what I wanna do is I wanted to put this in the oven so that when they bake, and they bake very quickly, you know, anywhere between 5-10 minutes, you gotta watch them so they don't burn. As soon as they come out, I'm gonna dump these in powdered sugar so that you can see the variety. Right now, so far, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cookies. So how easy is that? Right? Any questions so far?
I think everyone's just loving them. Everyone wants to taste them. LB is here too. Hello, LB. We love you. So yeah, June said that she can't wait to make them. They look delicious.
They are delicious, June. And Stephen, if you want, while I'll finish this batch, you can talk to them about Spirit. And if you guys have any questions, this is a super easy recipe. This is a no-brainer. I'm telling you guys, there is no reason for you not to be able to do this recipe at home, especially the holidays coming up, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, holidays. This is something that you guys want to do.
I think I need some like music when we're transitioning, right, into the cookie, the baking, and then Spirit. So Susan Winchester said she'll be right here. So
you're welcome.
Susan, you keep promising that, but we don't see you. So so what is going on with Spirit? As a matter of fact, last night, as I mentioned earlier, let me make sure I can get in here. I had my two best friends, Elena. I love it. So, what was I saying? I read my two best friends. Want to hear a really cool thing? Is that I was reading my best friend Paul, who we've been friends since high school, and his grandmother was standing next to him, behind him, with her hands on his shoulders. And it's usually hard for me to read people that are really close to me, but she wanted to make an announcement, so she kept telling me, talk about my grandson and giving money to the church. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, secrets are coming out. So I told him, I'm like, your grandmother's here. So I did tell him, I said, Paul, your grandmother keeps talking about, I said, are you giving money to the church? And he looks at me and he starts laughing. He was like, no, do I know something like, like, am I going soon? And we were all laughing. I'm like, no. I said, like, did you just, I can see your grandmother keeps showing me you through her eyes, and I can see you in church. And did you do something different in church? And then he just like looked at me, and Elix and Susan was like, oh my God. So the past couple of weeks, because he goes to church every week, the past couple of weeks, there is a guy that I think went to school with him, was a year older, and the person that goes through at the certain point of Mass, when they go through with those baskets to collect money, the person's been out. So this guy, knowing that, knows Paul and has come up to Paul and said, can you do this with me today? And Paul says he's never done it. And it's over the past like couple of weeks that he has. It blows me away the way his grandmother said, give him money to the church, because he's picking the money up from people, and the money is ultimately going to the church. So he loved it, and it was just a beautiful way. There were other validations, but it was just one of them that sort of stuck out to me. So it's a good thing. So, but any questions? Last time I was here, where is my Flinty friend? I know that. I said I wanted to get to her, right? If you're here, I think you are. Is it Nikoe? Am I pronouncing that wrong? Elix, do you remember if she was here or not? I thought she was.
No, Steven.
So Phyllis just said, I would love to hear something about a past life. I've never asked about that before, but have been curious lately.
Joanne, thanks for letting me know she was. Oh no, she is here. The book is on Amazon. Sorry, my phone keeps logging off. So how do you pronounce Elix? How do you pronounce that?
What?
The Nioka. Nico?
Nyoko.
Nioko?
Nioka.
Yeah.
Nyoka. Nyoka.
Nioka. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And Phil, I'll get back to you. So I think I you know what? Let me just go with Flinty. Flinty, didn't you tell me you lost? Was it a nephew or son? I'm bringing that up because I swear last week we talked about that, didn't we? Or you asked about it. I'm not sure how well your reception is or not. But Phyllis, let me just, while I'm waiting, I will tell you something about the past life piece. It's unlike a regular reading. I have to get into a zone like I've never been in. I have to ask approval or permission from the person I'm reading to be able to open up the Akashic records. It's much different than in spirit, just doing a regular reading. Your mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, dog, whatever, comes in and they're like, boom, they're here, right? Like Saturday night, last night with my best friend. But Akashic records and past life readings, that is a little bit different. And so I need to actually have generally a formal reading going on before I can do past lives, if that makes any sense. So, I don't know. Maybe this Flinty's having some issues. So, it was last week. Was he with me? I played his. So, Elena just said, Stephen, my good friend passed away, and his birthday was last week. Was he with me as I played his music? So, Elena, that's pretty wild. I don't think you have to even ask that. I'm sure that you know if you played his music that he was. It's very interesting, Elena, when I tune into his energy, what he accomplished here in such a short period of time is pretty amazing. And just an amazing personality. And also quickly or unexpectedly, he keeps snapping fingers at me, which means, Elena, he went very fast. I don't know if this was like an accident, an overdose or something, maybe even a disease, but then all of a sudden it went really, really fast. That's what he keeps talking to me about. He keeps telling me that he was there because he keeps talking about your kids being with them, being around them. So just keep that with you. I'm slowing him down, Elena. He keeps showing me smoking something. He was killed. Yeah, that's the snapping of the fingers. He's smoking something and he's laughing his ass off. I don't know if this is cigarettes, if this is weed. I don't know what it is, but he's laughing. So I don't know where that pulls in, but as I always tell people, that everything and anything that I say from spirit, there's a reason behind it. I also keep hearing D name, like Dan or Donna, Diana. There's a D name, and there's also a J, like a G or J name that he keeps giving. It's just always just a way. These validations are just to say, Elena, of course I'm with you. Of course I'm always around. So, I'll see if that makes any sense. But he was a very, very special soul in here in the physical world. So, Diane, my name. Oh, wow! I love that. I love that. I love how people pull people in, which is so wild. So pulling your Nana in, which is so cool. Oh my God, he's got his arm around her. So whether they knew, and Papa Joe, that's wild. Just like he's got his arm around. Oh my God, that's Joe has to be Diane's husband, I'm assuming, because the two of them, the banter going back and forth is hilarious. The love going back and forth is hilarious and amazing. But that's pretty wild. And Bob, Elena, Barbara, there's something with the B too. Your friend also keeps putting something around my neck. I don't know what this is. I don't know if there's something you have or he used to wear or I have, but also just make sure you keep that with you. It always blows my mind when I'm doing this, and that someone that you're asking for, like your best friend, was like, hey, Nana, hey, like Grandpa, come on in. Your granddaughter's here, and they do, and that's how this works. So that is pretty wild, and it's a beautiful way to let you know that they're all watching. I don't know what the necklace thing is, or was he cremated? Because sometimes when they show me this, it means that cremated, meaning that they like some people will put ashes like in a pendant. It doesn't mean they did that, but it's just my way of figuring out it's someone who's cremated. So just also make sure you keep that with you. Again, I don't know where the Barbara, something's coming in. So maybe that's connected to your family and not his. But answering your question, he's always there. He's always with you. And yes, he heard music like rock music. It sounds like it doesn't. It sounds like um, it sounds like it's a heavy music. I don't know, Elena, what you played, but that's what it feels like. It feels like it's like it's heavy. Like I can sort of like banging head heavy. Uh, um, but in it, but I shouldn't say that, because then I also feel like it's like a just like a good rock, if you will. So and when you played it, are you ready?
No, I just wanted to before. No, you can keep on going. So I finished the second batch, and look at how festive that looks. So I did some with the red sprinkles, the green sprinkles, the holiday sprinkles, some more with guava, some more with the cherries, and a few more that I'm going to do with powder. So that looks pretty awesome.
I thought he was saying what looks festive is me. I mean, I get a really nice festive shirt on. It's a holiday shirt, right? You know, I think I look good, and so the cookies also look festive, Felix. So Elena, I hope you like that, and know that he's thanking you for whatever that is. Everyone's saying how much they look like Christmas or delicious, or they're talking about me. So. I'll take it. I'll take that for me. Yeah, either delicious, Christmassy, doesn't matter. Um, so let's see. Anybody else that wants to just check in with somebody? Tell me. LB. Laurie says, I'm not ready to go to Christmas. I love us too. Laurie, hopefully a couple of weeks ago, Laurie, I have to respond to you. I know you sent me an email, and I'm so backed up and behind with emails because of the book, but I will get to you. And I'm very interested to reading your email. So, Bernie, this is interesting. Well, my husband, Bob, and Bernie, Barbara, so these are all Bob's or Barbara. So thank Elena, because Elena's bringing everybody in. So someone with cancer, the Barbara is cancer. I can feel cancer in me. So whoever this Barbara is, this B name, I can feel it all through me. And he keeps saying it started eating away at him. Just let me know who that is. And that also feels like it also well, there's someone's here also that there was a decision made by somebody to let them go to spirit. So either like questioning about a feeding tube, or they were on like oxygen, or like some kind of life support, and someone had to make that decision. So Bernie, who's Bob? If you're answering to the cancer piece, because he's got a really like a very interesting soul, and he's a very, very good character, Bob. And I think it's got to be maybe connected to you. I mean, a lot of people, but I just so Kimberly, so your soulmate was Bob? Wow, this is wild. And he also had cancer. It's I don't know. It's just amazing. So cancer. Your brother-in-law. So Bernie, it's Bernie. What's the two? He just said. He Bernie, I'm telling your brother-in-law to slow down. So I don't know if this is your wife's brother, but I got to tell you that he's saying some comments about you in jest, and he's laughing very much. But he also, no, that's all right, Kimberly. I was just checking in. There's a Barbara keeps coming through, so it's just a lot here. My God. Um, I was just about to say something that Bob Bernie was. Oh, the two or the 20. What is that? Him and his brother both cancer. There's something that he keeps giving us a validation. It's either 2 or 20. It's or 22. It's either February or a second of a month or 22nd of the month. He keeps writing 2, 2, 2. It's kind of funny that there's just twos all over the screen as I talk to him. And he also just said the brothers, if the brothers Bob, then who's the John or Jim or Jane or something GJ name connected also to the boys, to somebody else in the family, or sometimes the GJ is also a name passed down too. So it could be that's what he's giving as a validation. February 20. Oh, so it's February, very close to the 22nd. So that's just making sure you know that it is Bob, and obviously his brother. It's interesting, Bernie. There's also another 2. Are there 2 others? John brother is. Oh wow! So he's giving a validation. So I was just going to ask you if the 2 brothers are in spirit. Are there 2 here? Because he keeps giving me yet another 2. I mean, that could be 2 kids, but he just keeps saying it feels like it's 2 more. So these brothers are always hanging around you, and I also keep smelling incense or smudging or something. I don't know if that's something you do, Bernie, but they keep bringing me close to you, and I keep smelling that. So I don't know if you do that, if somebody else close to you does that. 2 children, so it's so wild when they want to just validate their kids. When you said 2 children, Andrew, a name. So Bernie, what do you mean? That's me, Bernie. I also want to know the A name that I keep hearing from him, because when you said 2 kids, listen, it's hard to do readings when I'm smelling these cookies. Mm-hmm. Just saying. Wait till you see them. What he's doing, it's crazy. So, Bernie, your brother, both of them keep saying thank you, thank you. I'm not really sure why, but I will tell you that he keeps saying thank you. If his sister, I'm smudging Alan. Are you drinking, Bernie? I smudging Alan. Oh, does it say Alan? Or yeah, smell-o-vision. I'm smudging. What? This is so weird and so wild. Am I just missing this? Is Alan something you can smudge? Like, I've never heard of that. Unless it's just typo or something, but he passed in my house. Oh my God, wow. Wow, that's the A name. Yeah, but I'm smudging Alan. I want to know what that means. I love
him out of the house.
No, I mean I not. I'm smudging Alan. I'm smudging Alan is his. Oh my God, yeah. This is the case. This is when I have to say, I'm an attorney. I'm not really an idiot, even though it sounds like I am. So you're smudging, and Alan is his middle name. Got it. So, oh my God, he's doing this to you. And doing that to Lori also. He's just giving that great, he just said you knew, Bernie, that something was going to happen tonight. And I wouldn't be surprised because of how connected you are. Oh my God, Bernie, he said that he gave you some kind of sign that this would happen tonight. I don't know if you guys talked about him like this week, or you saw something connected to him, or like where he stayed in the particular bedroom, but he said he showed himself today or like this week or very close to this show. So how wild is that? So you got to make sure you keep that with you. Kimberly, thank you. It's I'm smudging. I just, it blows me. I don't know if it blows me away. I don't know if you mean that you were smudging right now as I'm talking about smudging. If you tell me you're smudging right now, I think I'm going to fall to the floor. So it's wild if your brother's saying he's smelling this smudge. It's just wild. So even if he did it today, it's pretty cool. Wild. So and he said, Bernie, you got a long way to go, not just in life, but also in just what you're doing. There's something that, thank you, his car was in front. I did earlier. The car was in front of something I did earlier. So it's whatever that is, it's just him. I love it. Just Bob, just giving you that as a validation. Say, I was there. I gave you the heads up. So that's how this works. But I will tell you something, Bernie. He keeps saying that there's something going on that isn't sort of like it's sort of been shelved and something that it feels like it's connected to spirit. That's what it feels like to me. But something that I don't know if it's it already has happened recently or it's something that you've been thinking about more. But there's something else because your brother-in-law keeps saying, Bernie, you got too much not to share. I don't know what this is. I think it's an incredible compliment. You have too much not to share. So if it doesn't come, you got to make sure you think about it. So it's pretty cool. My hair looks really curly today. You know what Elix said when we were putting this camera up? I said, well, because I'm tall, so I'm like the top of my head is missing. I have to angle it down. And Elix said, it's not the top of just your hair.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
That's just the love we have here between the two of us. That's what it is. So
can we show people?
June says, thank you for all the wonderful recipes.
Thank you.
Sending you a big hug.
Don't go yet.
Yeah,
June.
It sounds like June's leaving
us.
Don't
go because June, I want to show you what they look like.
Yeah, June, you can't leave us yet. So
yes.
But Bernie, I want to know. If I don't see this, then you're gonna have to let me know or think about it and shoot me an email. I want to know what he's talking about. Or maybe it's Lori also, but it feels like it's you, and it feels like it is connected to something spirit. Oh, wait a minute. I smudged out doing a psychic fear Thursday. Wow. I smudged earlier. I love this, but I love also Bernie that he's giving that validation of something that probably is connected to what you're doing Thursday because you're doing a psychic fear. I knew it was something spiritual. So all right, so let's just wait. Okay, just wait. Are you ready? Ready? Here we go.
So this is, be careful. Okay, so let me see if these are warm enough. This is what they look like, and really what I did with the ones that I did not put anything in, I dumped them in powdered sugar. And you gotta wait till they are a little cool so that you can work with them better.
Like I could just stick my face right in that bowl. Just saying.
Yeah, but this is how easy that is, and they really are delicious. And these are the ones that I did the almond extract, so they have this almond taste in the background. They just smell delicious, So this one, let me just clean my hand quickly.
Look at this. Look, is that amazing? The amazing thing is in one batch, it's so many different cookies. As a matter of fact, so tomorrow if you see me outside on a main road, I'm going to be selling these cookies and making a lot of money, just saying.
So then there is this ones, and all I did is I put a little chocolate on top. And chocolate is melted chocolate. You just have to, melt it 30 seconds at a time in the microwave. And with a little spoon, just sprinkle some chocolate at the top.
That is crazy. And I think you can see over there too, the Christmassy looking ones.
Oh, they're still a little warm. So I don't want to, so I'm going to show you this way. So this is
Like
the
that
Christmas
looks
scene.
amazing.
Um, and this is the sprinkle one. So look how pretty that looks. So they just came out of the oven. So we're going to give them a little time. But these are the rest. Look at how beautiful. So let me just put a few here, Steven, so that people get to see what they look like. And
I'm telling you, like Kimberly said, smell-o-vision. It is incredible, the smell of these cookies.
I wish you guys were here so that you could, taste these delicious cookies with us.
Then you're going to hear in the driveway, beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I'm sure that. But these are really, they look so beautiful. And again, for the holidays, this is such an easy thing to do.
As Mark Clark would say, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I'm just putting them here. And this is a really huge variety that I just did.
It blows me away that he did this quick. And I know they not only smell amazing, but
Look at how
good.
beautiful. I mean, come on. It doesn't get any easier than that.
Look at this. The smell is outrageous. Seriously.
And then, of course, we have these ones here. These are a little hot because they just came out of the oven. So let me just show you. I can't put them out of the tray yet, but look at how cute, how pretty they look. So this is super, super easy recipe, and I highly, highly invite you all to try these for the holidays and to just play around.
And I hope, exactly, I hope that somebody, if not all of you, actually make these cookies. Because I gotta tell you, again, if you're just making them for your family or you want to impress, somebody, make them. Because, what's the saying?
A moment on the lips, eternity on the hips.
That wasn't the same.
I don't know, but that's what comes to mind. But listen, life is too short. All we have is the now. So
I was gonna say a way to a man's heart is through his stomach or something close like that. So or to a woman's, whatever.
And that's better than a moment on the lips, eternity on the hips. I mean, not quite sure.
But listen, but let me just tell you something, that if I was single and I went over to a guy's house and he made these for me, I gotta tell you, for me to leave him, he'd have to be really ugly. I'd probably stay a couple more dates just to have cookies, but no, I'm kidding.
So after 30 years, I guess I'm like, I've done a good job.
He's so handsome.
So you want to try it? Which one would you like to try?
Well, you know what? I would eat the chocolate one, but then I'm going to have chocolate all over my front teeth.
So what?
And it's something I used to do all the
I'm
time.
going to try the guava because it's my favorite one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, and I have the powdered one.
Telling you, they're soft. They are just really delicious. And I'm telling you guys, you can be creative. You can add whatever
The inside
you
of this,
want.
I don't know if you can see it, is gooey. It's just not right. It really is not right.
So my invitation to you guys is that you play.
As soon as this ends, we're going to be eating, right?
Oh, no question about it.
I don't want to be rude, but you had to at least see us eat them. I'm telling you, these are amazing.
Thank you.
Maybe for people that are local, the next time I do an event in my office, you may want to just send him an email saying, either can you please make those amazing cookies, so that you not only have in person live readings with me, cookies from you.
Oh, okay.
How cool is that? How wild is that?
All of a sudden, he's now, committed.
I'm just saying. So
we'll see about that.
Well, exactly. And I was going to say that next week, I don't think we're going to be here.
Yes, because we're
going to be in P-Town. So I'm very sorry. But 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back. So we'll be in P-Town because we're staying for the weekend. As I mentioned, I'm doing my event on Saturday afternoon. And anybody who's interested, go to Facebook, just type in the subject, the suicide gift. That's my private group that I've put together. You just have to answer 2 questions, but I'm telling you, it's going to be worth your while to come in because it's not just about the book. I'm asking for a review when the book is launched, but there's going to be a lot of fun things that we do there. And unless you join, you can't see it. So how wild is that? It's a private club, you know? It's what was the
It's a VIP club.
It is.
Really.
What was the name of the club that Fred and Bonnie joined on the Flintstones?
I don't know. And yes, Matt, don't worry. I will do that.
Do what?
He wants me to bring some to the gym tomorrow. So
I don't think cookies and CrossFit go. CNC.
yes, they do.
CNC.
Absolutely, they do.
The Pooh Bahs. That was it. That was the group that they joined on the Flintstones. The Pooh Bahs, I remember. Right? So
Okay.
we're good. We're good.
Are we good?
I think we're good. And
So thank you everyone for joining in and for being here with us one more week. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. Remember, no show next week.
in 2
You're
weeks.
walking along the street, or you're at a party, or else you're alone and then you suddenly dead. You're looking at someone else and suddenly realize that this could be the start of something big.
Still internet 21 and watching your diet. Declining a Charlotte Russe, accepting a fig. And out of the clear blue sky, it's suddenly guy and guy.
And this could be the start of something big.
This was the start of something big, really, honestly. So, in
Bye,
2 weeks, we'll see
everyone.
you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye-bye.